Hi everybody, this is Francis and Big Boy Screamador, and this is another new release Wednesday movie review of To All the Boys, Always and Forever, the part 3 of the All the Boys series here on Netflix. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, this is Big Boy Screamador Francis, and I'm here to review for new release Wednesdays or Nerds Rule the World, All the Boys Always and Forever. This is the third part of the All the Boys series franchise, released by Netflix. So let me just kind of give you some premise about it. This director Michael, excuse me if I'm butchering this, Michael Fimognari. Writers, a screenplay written by Katie Lovejoy, but this is based upon a novel by Jenny Han. Stars Lana Condor, Noah Centineo, and Janelle Parrish, and a few other wonderful actors. Let me even say Anna Cathcart, played by Kitty. And yeah. So, and then the premise of this movie is senior year of high school takes a center stage as Lara Jean returns to her from a family trip to Korea and considers her college plans with or without Peter. Okay, so let's get right into this. Okay, did I watch this movie? Yes, I did. That's why I'm reviewing it. Did I watch the other two movies? Yes, I did. I love rom-coms. Okay. That's it. The secret's out. Oh my God. It's like this burden is off my shoulder. Yes, I love rom-coms. Okay. And I love high school rom-coms as well. That's just, I don't know. That's just my dirty little secret about that kind of stuff. But yeah, because high school was a great time for me. I had a blast in high school. A couple of downfalls, but it was still an amazing time for me. But anyway, so this movie is I think this is the last, but this is the third movie in the franchise of To All the Boys. Now, basically, Lara Jean is now is a senior in high school, and then what I love about this is because that they're definitely acknowledging the fact that Lara Jean is and her sisters are half Korean, right? That they actually was there in Korea, just kind of exploring the country. Right, and it was their spring break, so all the three sisters were there. The dad and the dad's girlfriend was there, and then there was this really beautiful moment where the girl's mom, who died, before this movie was even before the first movie was even released. But basically the mom put one of these locks in this famous place where you put all these locks, and it's supposed to lock your love together. And the three girls were actually looking for it, and it was such a beautiful moment because they just wanted to connect with their mom. And honestly, I know how that feels. I lost my dad in high school myself, so anything that my dad has touched, it means very, very precious to me. And to be able to recreate that moment with their dad again was just an amazing thing. So but now the whole story is now Lara Jean is the first movie her and her boyfriend, played by Noah Centineo, Peter. They get together in this such a weird way, right? If you haven't seen the movie, I would suggest you go watch it, so you can understand what I'm talking about. I'm not really going to get into that because at this point, people who are watching this review should have seen the first two already. So if you haven't, I'm sorry, but go watch it. Okay, so Peter. They get together, and in the second movie, To All the Boys, P.S. I Still Love You, another boy comes into the picture, and now so Lara Jean is she really in love with Peter, or is she really, it was just the idea of Peter that it was. But of course, in that movie, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, go turn away now. She did pick Peter in the end. But so now this movie is like, now they're talking about their future, and it seems like now Lara Jean is now planning her entire future that revolves around Peter. Now, Peter in this movie, he got a scholarship for rugby in Stanford. Was it rugby? No, it's not rugby. Lacrosse. Oh my goodness. I apologize. I can't believe I'll edit out everything else. But anyway, maybe, I don't know. Peter gets a scholarship to Stanford to play lacrosse, and of course now, Lara Jean wants to go to Stanford so that they can have this wonderful, amazing, boyfriend and girlfriend relationship in college. Now, I've heard, Unfortunately, the death rate in relationships from high school to college is very, very high. Even the girl I was dating when I was in high school, and when we were about to graduate, she was really worried that that we were not going to make it through college. Well, she was right. So sorry, but anyway, so Lara Jean now is because she doesn't want to leave Peter. She wants to make sure she gets into Stanford, and all the while they were in Korea, she was still having a blast, but that was in the back of her mind that, hey, am I going to get into Stanford? Am I getting into Stanford? Okay, so spoiler alert, and if you haven't seen this movie, I would suggest you turn away now. 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. She didn't get into Stanford. Okay, so now what were they going to do? Well, fortunately enough, Lara Jean gets into Berkeley, which is about an hour away from each other. So so they're like, okay, so we're gonna have to adjust the plan a little bit, and you go to Berkeley for 1 year, then transfer to Stanford the following year. So they're like, okay, that's a plan. But then one of the things that her older sister Margot, who is kind of like, she's super wise, right? She's the one that just kind of gives that sage knowledge to her younger sisters, right? Basically suggested, why don't you just apply to the East Coast? And she applied to NYU, and they did like a school tour in NYU, and then she ends up falling in love with the city and falling in love with NYU. So now the conflict now is that, is she gonna go to Berkeley to be with her boyfriend, or is she gonna go to NYU to do things for herself? Now the difficult thing about that is, yes, you love this person, you want to be with this person, but it's such a young age. How can they do that, right? So, and when you're talking to people who are clearly in love with each other, there's no denying that. How do you tell them that it's okay for them to be apart? Now, I myself, that's what happened to my girlfriend. The long distance thing didn't really work out for us, but long distance is very very difficult. Now, this is when this happened, FaceTime wasn't available yet, and cell phones were not unlimited minutes. So now they have FaceTime, and they have unlimited minutes, and they text each other all day long, and they have Snapchat and all that stuff. So it's not that disconnect, but I will agree. I think we all can attest to this because of COVID, and we've been social distancing. It's not the same as being in the same room with them. I get that. I absolutely get that. But I think that it's really hard for the people that loves each of them to say, listen, you guys got to discover who you are first before you guys can be a real couple about this. And now of course the character Peter was, I always liked his character, but then there was a moment where I didn't like this character when he was really upset that Lara Jean decided to go to NYU. And so you're like, oh, so now they're breaking up. So of course Lara Jean is brokenhearted about this, and now she has this conflict, but ultimately, after the movie, after Peter finally wises up, after he finally talked to his estranged father, who abandoned them and started another family, he realized that he was being an ass. And honestly, I do believe this, and this is what makes me a hopeless romantic, and this is why I love rom-coms. If there was a couple that can survive a long distance relationship, and they're going to be in either side of the coast, I think it's gonna be them. I think it's gonna be extremely hard. It's gonna be very difficult. But I think that they need to learn how to be apart from each other. Now, I've asked this question to a lot of married couples that have been together, not just 10 years, but at least 30, 40, 50 years, right? And one of the most common answers that I get from them is that they do something they do something. They don't do everything always together. They do at least one thing that's just for themselves. Like if the wife is into martial arts, then she does martial arts away from her husband or from her spouse, right? If the husband's into painting, then that's what the husband's gonna do away from his spouse, right? But it was something that they're gonna be doing just for themselves and not for their spouse. Only for the reason so that when they get back together, that they have something to talk about. And I always thought that was very, very beautiful. And I think in this particular case, especially, they're still trying to get to know who they are as an individual, that it's really important for them to take that time apart, but then have their own individual experience and their own individual stories so that they can share it with the person that they love the most. So I do believe in long distance. It's hard, I'm not gonna lie. And then, my relationship was definitely a casualty of that. but I'm still a hopeless romantic. So I think that that's going to be something that they can actually survive in this particular case. The movie was absolutely great. The whole franchise was absolutely great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think that it's really great to see an Asian character, an Asian be in the forefront of a movie. Now, I did get some comments about how, why was she dating a white guy? Honestly, a lot of people forget that in Lara Jean's character, even though she's Asian, she's also half white. Her dad is a white guy. So, and I think also the fact that, just because she's Asian, she can only date Asians. Nah, that doesn't sit well with me either. I think love is love. I think that they can love whoever they want. But as far as the industry is concerned, I love the idea that now we're putting a lot of our Asian brothers and sisters in the forefront of successful movies, and I definitely enjoyed this movie. Is this something that you can watch with your kids? I would say yes and no. I think but I think that this content is maybe a little bit too mature for anybody that's preteen, and maybe even junior high. So I would definitely suggest that you watch this. If you're going to watch this, I would maybe watch this with your high school kids. But they probably already watched it, so you're the one who's going to have to catch up, parents. But I definitely love this movie. I love this franchise. As far as this movie is concerned, I think this was a good cap off to the series, to the franchise. So I give this movie 4.5 out of 5. Okay, I think it was. The reason why I didn't give it a full 5 is because it's over, and I hate that. But the overall franchise, I give it a 5. I think when this franchise first came out, it also came out with that movie, The Kissing Booth, and I'll do another review in this movie. But yeah, to all the boys, I think this was a great a great series, a great franchise, and to all the boys, always and forever, a great movie. 4.5 stars out of 5. Definitely recommend this movie. Do you guys agree? Do you agree with my assessment of this movie? Do you believe in long distance relationship? Comment down below. And please don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget that notification button so you're immediately alerted the next time me or my colleagues are releasing the next review of either movies, comic books, or anything that's in pop culture. Just so that you're aware of it right away. And until next time, my name is Francis Big Boy Scribador. Peace out. God bless. And I'll see you guys at the movies.